Oh. Really from the profit sheet. Hmm?
Avoid.
And we insert the number here to.
No, actually in D column.
Oh,
Yeah.
what is this
So all the
mean?
form is there, but
Oh.
like, it's just kind of as if a filter.
I'm so sorry.
So they still feel attachment, so they're invited to kind of touch that to make sure you
That should be
feel
D,
it's
not
Okay.
C. I'm so
But then
sorry.
So
as
is
the
this
drugs
one?
begin
Yeah,
to
so
work
this
through
this
the
column.
Oh, this
they'll
whole
start to lose the grip on reality,
this whole column can
their
be.
perception.
That's another good
then
question. Actually, it's just the
kind of taking place
D17
narrative
to
storytelling of, like,
20 and
programming
D24.
to
Yeah,
be like
I should
an
make
ideal
that
cis.
clear.
Exactly. It's the opposite of what like a normal enlightened experience is meant to be, of like where you like look at yourself,
Like,
and this
I
is meant to be
mean,
like
it's
instead of
showing
like
us kind of notice that I need to
exactly. So
balance the emission, but for me, I still feel like there are like
So I've
like
even
half
actually, I joked, I
half
mentioned this, but
amounts
like,
of emission that I can keep.
Sure, you can do that.
Okay.
If you don't
But
think
yeah,
that's
no,
a
it's
problem, you
exactly
just
that. It's like
keep
what the
Yeah,
government
yeah.
going.
do
Yeah.
to, like, to
Don't
that sort of
bother
drug
to do
But
that.
will that be too late if that like nearly?
I won't let you
reaches?
know.
Okay, I will try it. I will keep selling
So
it.
it's like, forget about the individual thoughts you've got.
Oh, so now we're going
And this thing is just like lead people to, like, so for example, the one example I always try to give to people is if you walked out this room now, you walked outside and you watched someone get hit by a bus, that would change your life, right? That's the kind of moment when you go, fuck, like that could have been me. Yeah. And it's those moments when you start to question stuff and you reevaluate what you're doing. And it's very hard to artificially create those moments, because like if you tell someone what to do, or you try to, like, especially everyone has it, you meet an old person and they go, whatever you do, don't make the same mistake I did and do this. But everyone goes and makes the same mistake, right? So how do we artificially create an environment
You're
where
dead.
they, in their own mind, feel like they've come up with their own conclusions?
Oh, I didn't even notice as well.
So it's like,
So what makes them like grasp back to their identity?
Okay.
Right?
yeah, exactly. So it's like,
World.
how do you just
Okay.
create?
So the overall impression about this game, like I can feel like there are like tons of information in this game, and I think it's quite interesting, but I think it's like depends on how many time I have to explore this game, and I think if I have more time and in a quiet place that I can concentrate on it, I probably will do it more time, several times to try different consequences. And I think this is the point of this kind of game, that leads you to
Exactly.
different like actions that a company could have been done to the environment. And I think, yeah, the environment is the environment where you showing this work is also quite important. I think the reason why I ended so fast is because I kind of like lost my attentions to
Yeah,
the
you didn't notice well,
Yeah.
and you didn't notice how much carbon they can absorb and what
Yes,
can
yes,
be the
like,
consequence.
I
You
didn't
didn't,
notice
yeah,
this first two column
yeah,
columns.
right.
But I think like another reason for that is because like I was trying from the first one, like one by one, to the last one, and
You think that's
every
okay?
time, like every time I try it, I got some feedback from the information from the small windows here.
Yeah.
So like that made me wanted to try everyone, but it's like I didn't notice like the end of it, which directly caused my company failed.
Totally
But-
makes sense.
Yeah, but I think that's quite fun. This also could be fun, like make the audience like immediately like notice something when I think the idea about this is quite cool, because like I have never tried any game on Excel, and the form itself is quite interesting for me, and I think like the decision about the small windows and the pictures also make me more easier to understand and to playing this game, because there are like a lot of words like for not a native speaker, which is quite hard to concentrate.
Yeah,
But
I
I
totally
think like
understand.
the game itself is quite great. Yeah, and just some.
Do you think the logic I put in the about sheet is
Oh, I have a question actually
Yeah.
about the cost part, because I don't think I really spend time on
Mhm,
what's this.
that's the
So many windows. Okay, but it's like I didn't really like read them really carefully, but just like browsing a bit. I was wondering how this is like.
Yeah, I've noticed that you've
Yeah.
go back to that cost sheet
Yeah.
several times.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was designing this game, this
Yeah.
cost is more of like a fixed thing.
Oh,
You don't
okay.
need to bother to check that again and
yeah,
again,
yeah.
so
Okay.
it won't affect
So I think
anything
like,
about your game.
like for me, like it feel like in the Excel there are a lot of things going on, and since you need to, for example, change one aspect of this story on each sheet, that make you feel like you can't look at each sheet at the same time, and you feel like sometimes you probably will forgot, like for example, how many products you produce and how many carbon you done for the emissions.
Do you think that's a good idea? I think your suggestion makes a very good sense. I mean, do you think if it helps if I put the emission number here as well? So that
No,
you
I don't think so.
You
Because
don't think so?
this is actually like what people do in reality. Like they don't really, when they produce something, they don't really
Yeah.
check the emission
Yeah.
number at the same time. And I think the reason that you put it in the Excel, like the accounting way, like the doing business way, it's a kind of reflect about this kind of a reality.
Yeah,
like
you're
the
right,
two sides,
actually.
like how people want to like saying we care about the environment, but actually down at the opposite side.
Yeah,
Yes. Mm.
I get what you mean.
Yeah, and just some other details about the visual part. I
Mhm.
feel maybe it's a screen. I feel quite a little bit small for
Small.
me, and also, I think maybe you should also test on other people about whether like the emphasize on some words, like the color, the use of color or underlying things will, how does that work on people's attention and like that, because I
Oh,
think
okay, you mean
like
so
for
it's
audience,
like everything is
yeah.
kind of plain color and you easily lost your attention.
Yeah, like I think
They
this
don't
kind
know
of
what is the important point there, right?
yeah, especially there are like a lot of like words happening here.
Yeah,
Do you,
yeah.
do you, for the audience part, is that someone like speaking or just environmental sounds?
No, it's just the voice of well. So once
Oh,
you
okay. Yeah,
actually once you
yeah,
enter one well,
yeah.
it will trigger that sound, so it
Okay.
will play when
Oh,
you.
yeah. I think that might be the will might be quite important for this project. Yeah, but I think like the only thing that can like annoy me is the words, like the amount of words, like for audience like Julia, like we talked before, like how many time people will spend in front of a project is probably like 2 or 3 minutes, and you need for this kind of project you really need to got their attention in the first 2 minutes. I would say that will allow like
Yeah, yeah,
them to
you're
stay
right. I
longer
also
time.
noticed that you spend about 3 more minutes at the very first stage.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was doing the test, I just spent 5 seconds.
What?
Because it's like click,
You
click,
mean
click,
yourself?
click. Yeah, because I know what's the
Yes,
system
yes,
looks like.
I think
But I
so.
didn't realize that as an
Yeah.
audience, you can spend so much time on the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
stage. That's definitely a problem.
And it's actually audience were thinking about, shall I keep
Yeah.
reading or shall I leave, something like that.
Yeah, it's like
So,
you get bored and you might got your hand feel tired, right?
yeah, so maybe I don't know how to, because I don't think like you should just add some element for attract their attention, because like
Do you
yeah,
think
already.
it's better to just make the first stage quicker? Like once I click like 5 times, so in this profit sheet, like
Or
the
maybe
first
like doing that.
Yeah.
So like for this part, maybe you can add another thing like the small window, like one sentence by one sentence, so they are not showing at the same time. But you also keep this in case they will check it again in the later gaming. You know what I mean?
You mean they
Like
just
when you're playing a
pop
game,
up?
when you playing a game like the first time, they won't just
It's
give
like
you a paper like how
instruction,
to play.
right?
Yeah, they will tell you how to play step by step, like
Yeah.
one sentence by one sentence. You can do that by the small pump up.
No, that's too difficult
Oh,
in Excel.
just so special.
And you know what? You've worked in a company, right? So once you receive an Excel
Yeah.
file, so usually all the instructions are on the first sheet. That's a whole lot of stuff. Right now,
We don't have.
you don't have that.
No.
Okay.
No.
You really think
I
this
really
is
think it is a great game. But I think like.
It's like I forced you to say this.
I really think it's a great game, and I think like it's actually, how do you say? Like it have a high requirement about the environment, I would say, and also requirement about your audience. But I believe your audience are very smart, so.
Yeah, that's a big question, because when you're sitting there and like reading that about part for many times and checking the cost again and again, I start to worry. Oh my god, it is so smart. What about other audience?
You know, it just reminds me of I think it's Dalida's game, which is also like you need to read a lot and playing, and sometimes
AI detector game.
Yeah, and also her Instagram one, but it's like the project with too many texts always, because I have like got quite a difficulty reading English.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't like to read too much text. To be honest.
Yeah, but I think the game itself is really great. I think like the information. Oh, I really like the information part, like you showing like all around the world that's happening, because like they do have some facts that I have no idea about, which
Me neither.
I would say will be something like drag me out of the shade for one moment.
That's my point.
Yeah, yeah. I think you're okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think that one is really great, and the game overall is very interesting. It's a kind of game that worth me to try a lot of times. So
Thank you for the
yeah.
compliment. I genuinely think like this. But thank you very much.
Yeah.
Credit's running low. I'm out of money. Oh god, look at all that code. So yeah, so I would, instead of having that, would replace it with, because the first thing I did when it said you can edit column D, is I looked at all of them and I kind of thought,
Yeah. That's a
just out of
obvious problem. Ellie had that too.
Oh, did she do the exact same thing?
Yeah, similar. Because you're not supposed to enter anything here. It's gray.
See.
So yeah.
Yeah, because and I bashed for all of these, and I was like,
Good player.
yeah, sorry. Then this was either 1,000 or 100.
You will never get bored about this game.
Sorry, sir. I did like the images. I like the one with the giraffes, though, which was, and they, which was quite awful. I can't afford the. Yeah. So how can I win?
How you can win?
Yeah, it feels rigged.
Do you know how will you fail? How can you fail?
Spend too much money and destroy the environment.
Yeah.
Or do I win if I don't care about the environment?
Either you run out of money or you reach that limit. So that's the way you fail. And to win, you can click reduce business scale when the message box pop up. So there will be several times message box pops up and ask if you want to keep growing or keep it down, and if you keep it down,
I see.
there is a possibility.
There's a possibility you can win this.
Yeah, because
cool,
you need
though.
to click that every time. That's difficult.
I see.
Yeah.
And just out of interest, just because I'd be the kind of person who would do this.
Yeah, I think there will be a lot of people who would do. I just realized.
I take it. Okay.
I need more restraints there to make it a
I see
real
what you
thing.
mean.
Yeah. Yeah, at least you cannot mess around here.
Well, this is it. Yeah, like. Yeah, because it's either that or.
Your credit is running low.
Even if it just means you change the text color to zero to white as well, so that what if they did type in, they can't even see it. I don't know if that would work. And then when it does activate this line, it resets the box to 0.
You know what? Here should be some items listed and also price and kg, but for some reason you just skipped all of these steps.
Oh, okay. I did assume they would come at some point. I just thought I thought like this was a trickery game where I wasn't really.
No, I wish. Yeah,
Okay,
I
okay.
believe there should be. Yeah.
It's very cool though. I'll be honest, I've never seen anything like this made in Excel. Because at first I did try changing this. I was like, well, what happens if I can just reduce how much?
Yeah, so I guess it's really difficult for audience to notice such like note or
I don't know.
remind, because I said you don't need to change anything.
I know. Yeah, I suppose the first thing is it's easier to click buttons than it is to read because there is a lot of text. But like, also for what this is, there isn't a lot of text. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you could get away with any less text.
I tried.
But I like the fact that whenever you buy it, it puts the image.
So it will actually eventually goes kind of insane.
Or if I just keep like.
Yeah. So if you just choose keep growing every time.
I see. Just out of interest, does it only happen when I If I just bought them all before
No,
I sell
you need
them.
to sell.
But
you
what
need
was if I don't?
It just if you you like it and you don't
I
feel
just want-
tired, just
Because
you can click it till tomorrow.
I just want to see.
I have no problem
Okay,
with
okay. I'm gonna get to 150 and then I'll sell. And I'll see.
it. You know what? It can goes up to over trillion.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Just have interest. Am I still? I reset the game. Oh. Oops. That's interesting. I didn't even fill that in. So if I go to let me just double check. Where's the reset button? So if I restart, this restarts the entire thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh shit. Yeah, you shouldn't be there. Oh, it's terrible.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, that's alright.
Thank
There we
you.
go. I'm great at breaking
Oh,
things, and that won't
great.
close.
At debugging. No finding bugs.
But yeah, and then
Can you still input here?
yeah, you should be able to.
Oh no, shit.
Just out of interest. This is cool because I've never seen anyone make a project in Visual Basic before.
Me
I love
neither.
this. This is so obscure. I love it.
That guy. So usually he just doing Excel
Yeah, like,
jobs
yeah.
in the company.
I bet he never thought this would come in
Yeah.
as useful as it did.
But at last, you know what? He starts like really enjoying
Yeah, I
it.
can imagine. Yeah, you realize
And
he's
give
in the
me
wrong job.
a lot of suggestions on how to make
Oh.
it fun.
That's
I
really
even got
sweet.
audio and video there, but since I've got Mac, so it
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
work.
Oh.
And he's so disappointed.
Oh.
I want to make it.
Well, why don't you present it in Windows?
Because I don't have a Windows PC,
Yeah,
and I
still.
think what you've suggested, that Intel,
Yeah.
should be too old.
No.
No.
Not for Excel. The Intel NUCs, they're decent. They're like 16 gigs of RAM, like
Mhm.
decent processor.
But
It'd
I
be as good
believe
as this,
this
if not.
Excel is also very kind of high version. It's already 2022 version.
Those NUCs will be able to run easily.
Right.
Yeah, like they can run like computer vision models.
Mm-hmm.
It can run this.
But what so outlook of the does it look old or
No, they're like brand new. They're like
brand new?
Have you seen?
No.
Wow. You've got some fun to expand your business. Where can I expand my business?
So basically, if you continue, because that's the two buttons are where you can click.
Oh.
Yeah, so you notice that it's
So
just
it
a
means
speed.
I can produce more
More.
effectively.
Yeah.
So. Oh, wow. Oh, let me check the limited. January. When is and now? Okay. April, right? April.
Yeah.
April, and I have 8 months to the January. So just produce it. Good.
news. Purchasing electronic car will be subsidized by the government. Where to purchase it?
That's just a good news.
Okay. Buy carbon from the market. So can I buy the?
Yeah, actually, I have notes here, but in this version, I haven't got time to put all the instructions here. So basically, you can enter numbers here and here, so D column, but yeah, you can only enter when you can.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you cannot plan anything here, you have to go back to profit sheet.
Okay. Wow. Now, since your company is included in Korean organization carbon scheme, you need to take effort toward the goal of net zero by 2015. See your current emission in carbon limit sheet. Keep a sustainable growth. Wow. It's a fixed data.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
Sorry, that shit should be hidden.
So I just continue to sell. Now you have got more fun to expand your business. If I choose no,
It will keep the similar pace.
So if I choose yes, then my business will be expanded.
Yeah.
Yes. But I just expanded, but I don't need to pay more for it. I don't need to put any
you're
budget
right.
to expand
Yeah,
my
so
business.
it's not related to the cost.
Okay.
So you can just assume that you don't spend money on produced batteries.
I see.
Yeah, it gets lower when it gets bigger. So
Yeah.
after one click, you need to wait some time. That's annoying.
Yeah, I think
It's because
running some
I think
calculation.
yeah, you're right. And my Mac is super slow.
Attention, your company's carbon emission is reaching fast to the limit. Please be noted that if the goal is missed, you will be fined by the government. Keep growing. Plan ahead. Wow. So there are two new.
Two new items. So that's for the clean energy.
So I just enter how much I need to invest or.
So you notice that's a kg.
Yeah.
So that's the amount of carbon. So carbon is measured by kg. So it's how much carbon you wanna offset. Because you say your carbon right now, current carbon is this number. This is your goal. So you can just try enter any number and to say what will happen.
Okay. Then 100. Wow. The River Wind project, River Wind took the wherever displacing farmers and cutting down trees to sell carbon offset to foreigners. Oh no. So it's impact on their lives.
Yeah.
in the rural area. So shall I continue?
Yeah. So that will be should all put down on that sheet about the instruction. So after you plan, every time you should go back to profit sheet.
Potential information is reaching. Oh no. Check emission limited. Is so is that means my carbon emission is reached to the limited.
So you think 3 million is all right, right? So if it's okay, I get it. I know what you mean. Yeah. So actually, that's just a pop-up message to remind you to check your emission, because as you notice, the pace, the speed of business development goes very fast. So you might just missed, and when you realize that it's
so
already
like
like a alarm. Yeah. So but you're right. I might just revise the words. It's not really reaching or reached. It's just
it's reaching.
Yeah, it's reaching.
Okay. So I just continue to offset the carbon.
You're right.
Myself. Increases temporary trace can easily be disease. Yeah. In Madagascar, meanwhile, growing damage of one of its mines in the precision, excluding local people from access the previous common forest. Oh no. So the forest is being Oh, I see. So this reduced.
Yeah.
But the limited is 1,000.
Yeah.
4,000.
You can still enter buy some carbon.
Okay.
So that's invest.
Capital is the way.
Yeah.
1,000.
Wherever you want, you can try.
The production the extraction has caused the water-related conflicts with different communities, such as community of Tokna in the north of Chile. Oh no. How about maybe 100,000?
Yeah. Yeah, you can try. And remember that.
Let me see
check your profit.
Oh. I don't mind because I have a lot of money. Okay. I like this work very much because I'm a big fan of simulator, and it looks like some it's kind of like some classical simulating game, like starting up your own business and to make some strategy like producing
Like Minecraft.
man, not really, but it's like some simulating and running company, and yeah, and it has a very clear clear guide, and has a very clear a flow for the player. Firstly, when I open the Excel, and it tells me just start up your business, and I can see the button at here to invite me to click and produce my product. And when I click it, and I can see what happened, the number of the item increase, and then I can sell it, and I can get the profit and get the money. And when I continue to click this button, and the information also tell me the situation for my business, the finance, and the product. And then when my business have reached at a level, then it shows up the notification, let me know that I can expand my business. And then I found I got this feeling like, this a game, and maybe I have something to challenge, like to make my company bigger or make more profit. And then when I just get immersed on the just enjoy to get more and more money, and then I get the notification that there's a rule that I can't make the carbon emission to be more than the limited, because there's a very the highest ruler of the game, which is the biggest restriction of this game. And that makes the challenge is very interesting for the player. That I on the one hand, I have to I can make my company bigger, and to get more money, but on the other hand, I have to restrict my scale of my company in case the carbon emission is out of the control. And then I, as a player, I wonder how can I reduce the carbon emission I have made, but it's not told me immediately. So I continue to explore the game. And when my company get bigger and bigger, and I have more products, and the processing of producing become more effective, then the new notification told me that I have reached a level of the carbon emission, and I have new options here to invest some program to let the to offset the carbon emission, and then I have enough money and I have to reduce the carbon emissions. So as a player, I definitely will try to invest those options, and then when I input the number of it at here, and I can say the carbon emission reduced, but the news come up and told me that there has very bad things happen on the earth, and some like the forest disappear, like the people in rural area faced a very bad climate change, and this game for me is getting is becoming like a moral choice. It's not like a game that the only goal is to be successful for my company, but to think about what should I do the next step. Should I continue to expand my company, or just think about the future of human, the future of the world? And then I have to be very careful with my with my next choices, and when I continue to explore and to produce more batteries, and to invest the
Carbon
new
to reduce your emission.
the new coming up options.
Yeah.
And finally, there's not finally, and there's a whale to invest, and it's very effective to.
Oh, you noticed that.
It's expensive but very effective to offset the carbon. And then when I invested it, and the news told me that how can a whale be used be benefit for the world, for the environment, and I think it's very fantastic, as I got a very new and very, I think, very professional and scientific knowledge about it, and it's a very acceptable way. I mean, a way I'd like to accept it, and let me see. Yeah, that's it.
How did you feel?
I like this game very much, but I think some details need to kind of modified, like the first time I dropped in this sheet, and when I have get this information, or I buy some, I invest some program, and then as a player, maybe I will forget to back to the perfect. Maybe
That's
you
right.
should add some,
Kind of navigate them back to the profit
yeah,
shape.
just like a suggestion.
Yeah.
Like you can go back to continue to do your business.
Yeah, that's
like
very
that.
important.
And for some notifications, there's a lot of text, and I think if you have enough time, you can just add some image, or just highlight some keyword for the paragraph, and yeah, that's it. But anyway, this is a very very amazing work. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you for saying it. But actually, I have a question about whale part. So you think that's fantastic because you feel that's a kind of new knowledge to you.
Yeah.
So just without any economic cost, and just by raise more whales, and we can kind of solve this headache. But have you kind of noticed that when I was playing it, so when you just put about 15 more whales in the ocean, and
I think it's a very very unexpected part, unexpected design for the whale. I mean, you have predict if the player is very 贪婪怎么说
great.
is very great for just like hope the whale can fix anything, can fix any problem for this very bad situation, and it also lead to a bad ending. Like if you, it's just like the balance in Chinese 中庸.
I
If
get
you get
it.
something
I
very
get.
much more, and you will also get.
So you mean you don't have to really reach that disaster ending by just to keep raising wells. You kind of, you can find that kind of equilibrium. I forgot the word. So that balance.
Yeah, I think the most charming part of every simulator is the strategy that you made have to keep the balance of those
Exactly.
things you have played with. Yeah, so I think you did it.
I'm so glad to know that.
It's a
Thank
simulator, really simulator.
Thank you.
I think I hear some sound.
Yeah.
Wow. It's on my head. Oh. I'm not quite sure if my question is too to I don't know how you manage to invite the audience to experience your AI part, because if you just put the device here and when I finish play the game, how can I notice that I can also play the AR, and what if the audience when the audience step in this space, and what if the audience noticed the AR device at first, and then and then relax the game, and how you manage to organize the step, the procedures of your experience.
Great
Which
questions.
is the first, which is
Great
the
questions. So to answer your first one, my plan is to put my iPad on a stand. So I will just print out some transparent stickers onto it, says maybe just put a AR there, like characters, the word, or alternatively, I will put a transparent sketch of whale. So they will notice that there's something they can kind of play around. So I think with that white stand and iPad there, they will notice there's something they can play, and it's an AR experience. And the second question, that's a really, really great question. Actually, I think it's not that, it doesn't matter whether they start from here or there. And it's not necessarily to have this sequence. They can experience either this one first or that one first. So it doesn't matter. But I think you make a very good point that I should at least let them know this is a one project, not a two project. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the well is the connection between the two parts. It's just like a bridge.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, but you really remind me that, because you can see well here, but what you can see there, it's just about lithium batteries, and also the documents. There's nothing to do with, well, that can be a kind of a difficult link to make unless you really play to the stage 3 part. You notice that there's a link. So it's a kind of a tricky part, but I might... What do you think if I just put a kind of printed posters there to kind of illustrate the value of the well, that illustration? Just put it there.
I think it can be a good way.
Okay.
Yeah, and also I think maybe you can try to make the whale as your laptop's background. I mean, just
Brilliant.
as a background.
Brilliant. That's not Fuji Mountain in Japan.
It's the easiest way to show the connection.
Brilliant,
There's a
brilliant,
way,
brilliant.
there's a well.
Yeah. Well, I'll totally do that. Thank you.